buddy, Kirsten here, Mindset and Action Coach, and today we are talking about 4 ways to stop comparing yourself. So juicy. Now, the how benefits a little bit from knowing the why. So really quickly, we're going to talk about 2 main reasons that you are constantly comparing yourself to others. The first, as with many things, goes back to the way our brains are wired for survival. So, when you were born, you did not just slither away instantaneously like a creepy ass snake. You know how they do that? They're like, I'm alive now, bye. No, you were actually helpless. You needed attention to literally survive. So your brain learned to equate attention with survival. You actually get a neurotransmitter release of serotonin when you get attention, when you feel like you are important, when you feel like you're getting ahead, because your system is processing that as evidence that you are going to make it. The second reason that you are constantly comparing yourself to other people has to do with how your brain is wired for reference points. So you have a cognitive bias called reference dependence, and that just means you don't instinctively think about things in absolute neutral terms. The way that you are wired to process things and make judgments and decisions is in reference to other things. So how do you stop this comparison thinking? 4 ways I'm going to tell you right now. So the first thing you can do is just notice when you're doing it. This sounds super simple, but actually it's a pattern interrupt that can have really powerful consequences. So if you catch yourself in a moment of comparison thinking, instead of continuously unconsciously indulging that thinking, notice, oh yeah, this is a comparison thinking. I'm in it right now. Sounds simple, but like I said, super powerful. The second thing you can do is get your serotonin elsewhere, my friend. So we need all of the happiness chemicals running around in our brain, ebbing and flowing. It's natural. But there are ways that you can get those serotonin hits that don't end up feeling crappy in the long run. So I want you to fast forward. Could be your old age, could be your retirement, could be your deathbed. But imagine when there is a time in your life when you actually don't care about whoever feels really important right now, whether it's people on the internet or people in your industry or your competitors or whoever it is that's bothering you. There's going to be a point at which they're not making that much noise anymore because you're focused on what really matters, quote unquote. So I want you to just fast forward to that moment right now. When you focus in on your life and who matters to you, aka who actually thinks you are really important in the world, you get to generate that feeling of happiness and that serotonin hit without the consequences that comparison thinking often leaves you with, which is feeling crappy. The third thing you can do is change your reference points. So when you notice you are in comparison thinking, you can remember, oh yes, okay, I know how my brain works, and it is just reaching for a reference point that's readily available because maybe I'm scrolling on Instagram and I'm seeing something that doesn't make me feel good or whatever. So what you can do is proactively take your mind off of that reference point and move it to a better one. Not to somebody lesser than you that you can judge and then therefore feel good about yourself, because as we know, that's going to be a serotonin lift and then a crash, right? That's not going to make you feel good. So find reference points that actually do make you feel good. So whatever you're comparing yourself to this other person about, find somebody more inspiring that doesn't make you feel alone, that makes you feel energized, that makes you feel motivated, that makes you feel connected, right? You can choose your reference points on purpose. And the last thing that you can do to stop comparison thinking is be compassionate. Like we said, this is just how your brain works. You are mastering your mindset in these small and powerful ways. So as you go through this process of changing the habit of comparison thinking, go easy on yourself, because beating yourself up and getting frustrated that you're still in this habit is not going to make the habit change any faster or easier. So you can just remind yourself, okay, this is just my brain doing its job. Habits are changeable, and I can move forward feeling better. So I hope this helped you out. Check out the playlist for much more mindset practices and things that you can use to feel better on purpose, using your mindset and actions. And don't forget to subscribe, because I'm here every week with more mindset and action coaching so that you can keep feeling your best, making the most of yourself, making the most of your life, and be deep down happy. I'll see you next week.